Edjor,
Ajaz. Aijaz.
Eigez.
You are live now. You are live now.
Z.
You are
Yeah.
live. One, two, three.
Do I use Mr. Edger?
Yeah. Yes, it's Mr. Ajaz.
Mr. Edger. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, sir. We're going to start now. We're going to start the program.
Okay.
Very warm good evening to all of you. Welcome to our show tonight. This is your host back again, Ajaz Lon, with Dr. Morell once again. Dr. Morell is a retired professor. He's done a PhD from United States of America, College, California. USJD has named a library by his name, Dr. P. Morall Church Library. Without taking much of your time, I would like to go straight to Dr. Richard. Welcome to our show, Kashmir Debates.
Oh dear.
Dr. Morall, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, welcome to our show, Kashmir Tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Without without taking much time, I would like you to get started with your brief introduction about the educational achievements.
Well, great. You must remember that I'm old. I started teaching a very long time ago, 60 years ago. Okay. So
Right.
things were very different there then than they are now. I started in Ohio, and after 2 years, I came to California and taught here the rest of my career. When I started teaching, the teacher was absolutely in charge of his classroom. Nobody else told you what to do or how to do it. You were in charge of the students. I was in charge of the students. I was in charge of the curriculum. I was in charge of what I taught. That is different now, but it was that way then. Okay. So many of my memories are going to be memories of things that happened to me a long time ago. So after I taught high school first in Ohio, then I taught fourth graders. That was fun. And then I came to California, recruited, and taught sixth graders for a while, then seventh graders, and then seventh and eighth grade, and then basically where I stayed. Now, you have to remember, or you don't remember, but you have to know that when I was at Kent State University, which is a very important university for teachers, the people there told me, whatever you do, don't teach in the junior high because junior high kids are crazy. Their hormones are running. They love you one day, they hate you the next. They want to grab you. They want to come nowhere near you. And I did like sixth graders. I like teaching. I love teaching sixth graders, but I fell in love with junior high students, with the students themselves. I loved junior high students. I don't care what I taught them. I don't care. I just enjoyed being around them. I enjoyed going back to school on Monday because I got to go with them. I enjoyed spending weekends with the kids with my classroom open. I enjoyed afternoon. I enjoyed playing sports with them. I enjoyed coaching. I enjoyed taking them out to cookouts. I really, really, really did like junior high. I
Mhm.
had very, very lucky. Some principals were a little flaky, but remember, the longer you teach, the more authority you have, whatever they say. And more than that,
Mhm.
I really believed what they told us at the university. My classroom was my classroom. So when a principal tried to tell me something and I didn't want to do it, I said, go take a hike. Not going to happen. And they backed off because all bullies back off and pick on somebody else if you face them.
Mhm.
In fact, in fact, my first year, my second year in fourth grade, I went to the school. It turns out that there are no men in the school. There are only women teachers and a woman principal.
Mhm.
Well, that's okay, except that there was no restroom for a man to use because they
Mhm.
hadn't built one when they built the school. Because they figured way
That's a
back
terrible thing.
in
Mhm.
the 20s and 30s that only women would teach elementary school. So, okay,
Mhm.
that was a problem. And there were other problems.
Mhm.
But we got through that
Right.
year and had a good time. Had a good time. had a fight with the principal right off the bat, and she backed down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me if you're
Right.
you don't hurt a kid. Anything else you may want to do, you don't hurt one of my kids. So we went from there, stayed the same way, came to California on a vacation. I didn't plan to get a job here, but my university has such a reputation that I was recruited by school districts all across the country. And when I went out,
Sir, could you call the name of the university?
The name of what?
Name of university.
Name of.
Could you please tell us the name of the university where you were teaching?
Oh! I did not teach at the university. I taught I taught at the university near the end, library science. But most of my life I spent in junior high school.
Okay, fine.
And something else you have to know before we go on.
Right.
There are no national rules for schools. Schools are not run by Washington. They're not even run by Sacramento, though they claim they do. Schools are actually run by the school board. So I looked it up. There are 55,000 different school districts in this country. So what your experience is going to be is going to depend on where you end up. I ended up in a good place.
Right.
Okay, so Mr. Erguez.
It's just.
Still here?
I got some technical faults. Yeah, I can hear you, sir. You go on.
Sure. Well,
you go on, sir.
I will tell you the story of my first. Oh my goodness, my first big mistake in school. Because now these schools, you know what modern schools look like? They're 1 story high and the rooms are next to each other. That's not what they were like then. They were 3 or 4 stories high, had interior halls, okay, and you traded classes. Now, this school had student restrooms, toilets in bogs, I think you called them, in the basement, okay? So they said to me, well, since you're a man, take the kindergarten students, they're not your students, but take the kindergarten students down to the bogs and show them how to use a toilet. Because, because there are no urinals in homes, only in businesses. So I thought that couldn't be that hard. So we took them down, and I said, remember, don't put your hands on the radiators, because right now they're cool, but they're going to get hot this winter. I don't want you burning yourself. So don't touch the radiators when you go down the stairs. Okay. So we got there, got to the urinals, wind down. I thought, okay, teach them how to stand, teach them how to do, bang, 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 bang. There's one thing I forgot to teach them how to do, which I discovered when a kid started crying because he had wet himself. He was standing right in front of the urinal and he'd wet himself. I forgot to tell them that before you go to use the urinal, you have to unzip and take it out. So I learned that's very important, that you make very careful when you teach something, you don't skip any steps. Still? Are we still on me? Okay, well, let's see. Kent State University has quite a reputation, okay? In order to stay in the College of Education, you have to pass things called quality standards tests. Writing, reading, English, math, music, piano, wood shop, metal shop, 2-dimensional art, 3-dimensional art. The university said, we don't know what you're going to be teaching. You better know everything. And they had another rule. if you failed one of those tests, just one, you were out of the college education. You could not get a degree in education. You could stay at the university and do something else, but the College of Education did not want you. So everybody who came through that, everybody knew that this graduate has had to do quality standards and pass them all. So when I got to California with my black wool suit, I almost died. Oh my God, it was 115, and I wore my black wool suit, the suit I had. And I went out and I talked to the county. And the county said, well, we have a job in thermal. And I said, excuse me, I may be from Ohio, but I'm not stupid. I know what thermal means. I'm not going out in the desert and teach. It's horrid. It's 110 now. So, okay. So then I got a call from Grand Terrace. And the principal said, listen, come on in and we'll talk. Okay. So I came in. We got talking. Didn't say much. He said, where's your degree from? I said, he turned up to your fraternity brother, by the way. He said, where's your degree from? And I said, Kent State. And he stopped the interview. He said, if I offer you a job, if I offer you a contract right now teaching 6th grade, will you take it? And I said, yes. Didn't give it a thought. I just said yes. And that's how it started in California.
You really had a wonderful life, sir. And the most memorable days had been in junior school, I guess. If I'm not mistaken, you had memorable days in junior school. So you had a wonderful life. And yes, sir. Sir, I have a... Yeah, go on, sir.
No, that's okay. We had wonderful days. I agree.
Right. We're currently communicating widely across various online mediums, including StreamYard, Zoom, email, WhatsApp even. Should new media be used in education process? That's my question.
Should what be used?
So new media, the new media which we are using as present,
oh, sure.
like StreamYard, Zoom, email. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Should we use this new media in education process?
Sure. I'll use anything. If it helps, I'll use anything. I'm not afraid. I'm not very good at it, but I'm not afraid of it. Yeah, use anything. Say anything. My rule, by the way, in class was, I will answer any question you ask me, and I will always tell you the truth. I might have to write the question on my board saying, look this up because you don't know it. But I will never lie to a student, and I will answer anything you ask me. And they did, and I did.
Right. So it means that how can it make a difference than traditional system of teaching? Like we have traditional system of teaching, and now we're moving from that traditional to the technical, like we are giving the class on StreamYard, Zoom. So how it can make difference between this traditional teaching?
Absolutely. Look, I have 35 kids in a classroom. They're all 7th graders, but they don't all read the same. They don't all figure the same. Some are shy, some are outgoing, some are noisy, some are loud. I can't teach everybody at the same time. So if I take these 10 kids over here and sit with them, these other 10 kids can be on the computer doing a worksheet. When I was there, they did the worksheet on paper, but now they do it on a computer. It hasn't. And these other ones can be looking something out online. So yes, it helps a lot because you have somewhere to put the other kids. For example, I used to send kids away. I used to tell some kids, look, you know this. I got to do it. I got to teach it again. You're going to be bored. I know you are. I'm sorry. Go away. Go join a PE class. Go help the janitor in the cafeteria. Go find another class you can sit in the back because you're going to be bored here. I know it. So, see, that's something else. You could not do that today. Well, I could, because if someone came to me and said, Richard, you can't do that, I'd say, I'm the teacher. Yes, I can. And that would be the end of that. And if they got pushy, my famous line was, I know when the school board meets, I will meet you there next Thursday. No principal ever took me up on that. They just backed off.
Right. So it means that it would be no wrong to switch over from traditional to the technical system of learning, because if you want...
No, because look, when I started, they had just introduced 35 millimeter, 16 millimeter camera projectors. Before that, we just did slides. We did slides. Well, so that now we have projectors. That was a change. It wasn't that hard. Just remember, as my professor at Kent said, the first thing you do, check that it's plugged in before you do anything else. Make sure it's plugged in. You would be surprised because I helped out teachers. They'd call me and say, "Hey, Richard, leave the line. Come help me. I can't get this projector to work." And I walk in and go, "Okay, see this? It's got to go on the wall. Thank you. You're done." People just forget. So we did that.
Okay, fine.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I'd like to stop you here for a moment, Doctor. Dear viewers, if you want to ask any question to Dr. Morall or any question regarding education, please feel free to contact or WhatsApp us at 8825000578. I'll repeat the number. It's 8825000578. Okay, sir. Going back to the topic, blind faith and superstitions are what walk down the society. People misled by false beliefs do more harm to society than they do good to the society. What's the role of education to banish all this? Banish all this blind faith and superstition.
Easy stuff.
Something which walks down our society.
Okay. You always tell the truth. I don't care what a parent wants. I don't care what the district wants. I always tell the truth. So the student never has to worry that I'm lying to him. I'm always going to tell you the truth, good, bad, or indifferent. You're going to hear it from me. I'm never going to give you, I never said to a student, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't answer that." Oh, no. You ask me a question, I will answer it, and I will tell you the truth. That's number one. Number two, I learned it in my biology class at the university, at the first university. I went to 5 of them, but I went to 5 of the darn things. He said to me, I said to him, it was a biology class, and I was a student now, an undergraduate student, and I said to the teacher, why are there kneecaps? Why are there kneecaps? And he said, I cannot answer that, and no real scientist will try to answer that. If you want to know why something is, you go down the hall to the philosophy department or the theology department and ask them. I will tell you, science tells you how it works, what it does, what the structure looks like, blood supply, all of that. If you start asking why, that's not a science question, that's a theology question or a philosophy question. So go down the hall and talk to them, because I can't answer that. And no good scientist will. I'm really annoyed when I answer questions on Quora that imply that there is some kind of answer to those questions outside of theology. Science cannot answer those questions. So
right. Sir. We have a lot of questions pouring in. I would like to stop you here. There's a question coming in from.
Sure.
Yeah, you go on, sir. You go on. I'll read it later. You go on, sir.
Well, no, that's all I had to say about that. Just tell the truth and be honest. You know, I remember kid came in after school about 3.
Right.
At 5 o'clock, her parent came in. Her father came in. What's going on in the library? Okay. He walks in, and there are books everywhere, on the tables, on the desk, on the floor, books piled everywhere, many of them open. And I said, we are trying to find an answer to this poetry question. And I finally think we found it. He went over, was near the district office. He walked over to the district office to the superintendent, and he said, I have never had a teacher care that much that he spent 2 hours with my daughter helping her with a simple little assignment. So after that, hey, we got along just fine. Oh, I have a question for you. Are teachers in Kashmir, are they hired by the Indian government, by the Kashmir government, or by the local school? Who hires you?
It's collectively by Indian government as well as this Kashmir government.
Okay.
The Indian government and Kashmir collectively, they appoint the teachers from center level and from the state level. There are
Okay.
teachers from state level as well as the teachers from central level. There are teachers from center and there are teachers from state as well.
Do teachers are
But
teachers?
mostly,
Do teachers have a union
but
there?
mostly teachers.
Do you
Yeah,
have a?
exactly. There is a union for.
You
Yes, there
do.
is a union for teachers. Yes, yes.
Very. How much power does it have?
Not exactly that much, I can say, but they do have a union which works for the welfare of teachers.
See, I was also the president of the teachers union for many, many years, and contract. When we wrote our contract, we wrote a good contract. We had a lot of input. But the other thing was, I would walk over to the superintendent's office every week and say, Russ, what the hell is going on with that school? That principal's out of his mind. Go fix him. And he'd say, oh, God, what did he do now, Richard? I mean, after a while, when you've been there so long, you can say those sorts of things and get things done. We had a kid, nice young man. He was in high school. He dropped out because his mother had cancer and he took care of her at home. After she passed away, he came back. He came to me and he said, I want to go back to high school. Now, the rules are you can't. That's too old. So I said, come with me. I took him over to the assistant superintendent's office and I said, Danny, this kid needs to be in the high school. And you can fix it. So I'm leaving him here. I expect you to fix it. And I walked out. And 20 minutes later, the kid came back to me in the library and he said, I'm back in. And I said, you got it. Just don't whine and beg and use your adult voice. Teachers are colleagues. Everybody in that district who's in charge has a degree, and I have more than one. So when the superintendent once told me, well, Richard, I have an EDD. And I said to him, fine, I will call you doctor, but I have a PhD, and I expect you to call me doctor. And that shut him up. ADD might be true. Nah, don't put up with any crap. Put up with anything. Fight your way. All right. What's the next question?
Yeah, we have a lot of questions pouring in. I would like to take some questions from WhatsApp, sir, and I will request you to answer them precisely so that we can take in all the questions. The first question is from Asrar. Asrar is from Sopor. His question: share your wide experience about teaching experience you had in USA.
What was the question again? I'm sorry, I had a hard time.
Share your wide experience about your teaching experience you had in USA. He wants to have your experience you had in USA.
Well, I've always taught in the USA. I've never taught anywhere else. So all of my experiences were here. There wasn't.
I guess we have already answered his question.
Yeah,
the thing which we were discussing about, it was all about the experience in USA. I'll take the next question, sir.
Okay.
How are you grooming and upbringing children at the primary level? This boss is from Kupwara. He has a question. How are you grooming and upbringing children at the primary level?
My family? No. How do I teach it? I don't understand the question.
Oh, he's talking generally about the children in USA. I guess he's talking generally about the children in USA. How you are grooming and upbringing the children of United States of America at the primary level.
I'll tell you the truth, and it makes me angry. So if I get angry, I'm apologizing in advance. If you're a teacher and you tell a kid, you're a thief, you're a liar, I don't want to be here, you tag my room over the weekend, the kid is going to be a thief and a liar and tag your room. If you tell a kid, which is what I said day one, this is Mr. Morrow's class. We are the best class in the school. We never have any problem. We have an honor code.
Right.
We do not lie. We do not cheat. We do not steal. This is my class, and you are in it, and we are the best class here. I would open my door and scream out into the hall, I have the best class in this school. Now, if you tell a kid that he is a good person, he is a good person. If you tell a kid he's a bad person, he's a bad person.
He's a bad person.
You just keep telling him he's a good person, and things will be fine.
Right. So I'll take the next question, sir.
Sure.
Just a second. Yeah, the next question is from Iqbal Nazki. He's from Bandipora, and his question is, what kind of curriculum and structure of education in is in USA?
Okay. This has changed. Changed a good deal over the years. Okay. In the beginning, the state said in fourth grade you teach Ohio Indians. In California, you taught California Indians. In fourth grade, you teach, fourth grade. In sixth grade, you teach simple algebra, simple geometry. Here's the book.
Mm-hmm.
Then the teacher decided how
Right.
to do that. Okay. Later on,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
state began to take more authority over what was taught. Don't like it, but that's what happened. And in order to enforce that, they just gave tests, which I think are awful. But okay. So things are different now. Now the state will tell you, yeah, teach this, teach this, teach this. But a lot of stuff is still in the teacher's hands. For example, the state will say, teach poetry in seventh grade. But what poems you teach and what books you use
Mm-hmm.
and how you approach it, that's up to the teacher. As long as you teach poetry in seventh grade. So curriculum is decided by some people up in Sacramento or in Boise or in some other capital who don't know anything. And most teachers just say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, fine, we'll teach that, and then do what they want. Because most of the stuff doesn't make any sense. Most of it makes no sense.
Right.
I don't like those people.
Okay, I'll take one more question. Just I'll put you on hold, sir.
Sure.
How to get admission in Harvard University, sir? I want to study there. Can you tell me the details, please? Harun from Sopor has a question. How to get admission in Harvard University?
Okay, did you ask me something? Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, we have a question. Yeah, we have a question. Harun from Sopor has a question for us. How to get admission in Harvard University? How to get admission in Harvard University? I
How
want
do
to
I
study
get?
there. Can you tell me how to get admission in Harvard University?
Oh yeah, I told you that. I totally okay that. Yeah, here's the way that works. I've done that with another students from Africa out here at Loma Linda University in California. Here's what you do.
Mhm.
You write Harvard admissions office, Harvard Square, Boston. You write them a letter and say, I am a high school graduate or whatever you are in Kashmir.
Mhm.
I want to come there to study. How do I do that? They will take care of it for you. You don't have to try to figure it out online. You don't have to try to guess at it. Just write them a letter and say, please send me the stuff I need to go to your school. That's how you get there. They will send you everything. When that boy in Africa wrote to Loma Linda University, they sent him back a huge packet of stuff. And then they said, by the way, you can also do all this online. Here's the link. So let them, they're hired to do that. Let them figure out how to get you there. Just call them, just say, I want to come. How do I do that? You're the university. Let me know what do I do. That's the best way, because that happens for other people too. Just say, hey, what do I do? What kind of paperwork do I need? What kind of field? When do I have to have this in? When do I have to have this? What do you want? You want a transcript? You want a grade card? What do you want? Just tell them, please help me get into your school. They will take care of you.
Fine. Okay, sir, I have a question for you here. How do we help students to discover the passion for learning? There is a spark always inside there within their hearts. So how can we lit that or ignite that spark?
I didn't have any problems
How
because I
can
like
we?
learning. I like learning. When I talked about history, I like history. I told them all kinds of fun stuff. When I talked about grammar, I said how wonderful grammar was instead of saying, oh, this is so hard. When I taught algebra, I said, don't worry about it. Algebra is simple. One of the easiest subjects around. I guarantee you, I will get you through this class. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. I will take care of you. You come to me for help. I will get you through this. I'm good at this.
Oh.
I will take care of you. You just have to be passionate
Mhm.
yourself. If you've lost your passion, then you can't do it. I retired.
Right.
I didn't lose my passion, but I lost my health, and I simply couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
The year
Mhm.
I couldn't take the Honor Society students to the cookout at Lake Silverwood is the year I said to the superintendent, I have to retire. If I can't do my job anymore, if I can't take them out there, I can't continue doing this. So that's when I left after 40 years.
Right. All right.
Just had
Right,
40
sir.
years.
So
40
it is
years.
the first,
40 years of teaching is a long time.
yeah,
But I like
a long time. It's a pretty long time. Yeah. And sir, actually, the first thing we need to do is to make them believe that they can do it. If they think they can, they
absolutely.
can. If they
I
think
told
they
them that
can,
all the time.
they can.
They came.
Right, right.
I ran a program in August of the year between August summer between 8th grade and high school. I got all the kids who had failed 8th grade and were not going to be able to go to high school. They walked into my library, and I said to them what a coach said to me in prep school in 1950. Oh my God, that long ago, or 1949. He said to me when I was trying out the wrestling team. I said, I can never do that stuff they're doing. And he said to me, neither could they when the varsity couldn't do it either when they started out. You just listen to me and do what I tell you. Where they are now, I will get you there. So that's what I told the students. You come in here, you do what I say, and you are going to high school. Don't worry about it. I'm good at this. I will get you to high school. And I never lost a kid in August. Never. They all went to high school because I am good at it. And I'm a positive.
Sir,
I'll get you there. Have a little faith in me. I'll get you there.
okay, sir. Okay. We have a very important question coming in from brother. This is brother Ijaz. I'm Muhammad Yunus Rathar from Kano Langit. My question is, here's a very important question, sir. How can we control an anger in children inside the classroom? How can we control the anger among the children? Right. That's the question.
Okay. Now it depends on
That's
the age.
Very important question.
It depends on the age. Okay. First grade, second grade, third grade, you just plain old hug them. That's fine. By the time you get to junior high, you just got to let it go. By the time they're in junior high, they walk into your room. They walk up to you, put their bodies right beside your body, and say, "Oh, good morning, Dr. Morall. How I'm happy to be here." 5 minutes later, they're over there in the corner screaming about how they hate this and they hate you and they hate the class. And then 10 minutes later, they'll probably be back with you again. So all you can do there is just let it go. After all, I'm the grown up. I went to school longer than those kids were alive. They've only been alive 11, 12 years. What do you expect them? They can't control everything. Just let it go. Okay, you're angry. It's okay. No sweat. When you calm down, we'll do this. Don't worry about it. You're not going to get in trouble. You're just angry. I understand. No problem. That's just the way you have to accept them. You can't go yelling at them all the time. That's ridiculous. I get angry. Why shouldn't I let them get angry?
Okay, sir. One more question. Wari Nasir from Langate. So tell Dr. Morall, what's the most sophisticated thing a teacher needs to develop in him to remain all connected with his profession? I'll repeat the question.
What is the most what thing?
What's the most sophisticated thing? What's the most sophisticated thing a teacher needs to develop in him to remain sophisticated?
Did you say sophisticated?
Yeah, exactly. It's sophisticated. A teacher needs to develop in him.
Gee, that's an interesting question, and I hadn't thought about it. I mean, most important thing I've thought about, but the most sophisticated thing, okay, I got it. Never, never, never talk down to a student or change the vocabulary to make it easier. Instead, you say, this is the right word. This is the word you have to use. I'm sorry, learn it. Because it's an insult to a student to say, well, you know, you're not smart enough to use the fancy word, so I'll give you an easy word. Oh, no. Never say that to a student. Absolutely not. So you say, this is the correct word. I'm not going to have you learn the wrong word and then unlearn it next year. And the teacher going to shake his head and say, why did Dr. Morall teach you this thing? That's wrong. I'm going to teach you the right word right now, and you're going to learn it.
Right. Got it. Okay, friends. Moving back to our debate, moving back to the topic,
Yes.
marks still continue to play a most important role in deciding the future of student, and this often comes down upon the student as a burden factor. The pressure of marks often makes students underperform. What do you think? And we have an alternative option available with us.
Oh, hell yes. Absolutely, you should have alternate options. I
Mhm.
did them all the time. Used it all the
Mhm.
time.
Right.
We have credit. We have in our district, we have we have
Mhm.
entire schools that are called alternative schools. We have entire programs called
Mhm.
credit recovery programs. We have an entire office manned by teachers that help parents do home teaching. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
if a kid's going to learn better this way than that way, I'm going to do it this way. Once you figure out what the kid needs, that's what you give him. I agree with that.
Right.
Absolutely. That's the way that. Figure out what the kid needs
Mhm.
and teach it that way. If the kid needs to move, let him move. If the kid
Mhm.
needs to study, let
Right.
him study. If the kid needs to sleep, let him sleep. I never woke a kid up in class. I figure if they're sleeping in class, they must have something. They must need to sleep, and I'm not going to wake them up. I'll get it to them later. Well, I've
Mhm.
had teachers say, well, if I let the kid go to the restroom, he'll miss something I say. And I say, who cares? Make it up later
Mhm.
when he comes back. What kind of deal is that? It's my
Mhm.
job to teach. That's what I signed up for. I'm not a prison guard. I'm not a judge. I am a teacher. It is my job to teach. And whatever it takes to get you to
Right.
know something that I want you to know, that's what I'll do.
Mhm. Fine. 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 Got it, sir. Okay, sir. One more question I'd like to ask you here is: what is the essential learning that school should impart to the students? Essential learning, sir.
What is what is the what? This
Essential
this
learning.
phone does not this phone does not do a good job of sound. I'm sorry. Let me put you by my ear. Try it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay,
Ask
sir.
again.
Actually, I want to ask you. I want to ask you what's the essential learning, what essential thing that school should impart to students?
The most important thing the school should import to students. Is that what you want?
Right. Yes, yes, that's what
The
I want
most
to ask.
important thing? Easy.
Yes, most
I love
important,
you.
most essential things. Mm-hmm.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Fine, fine. I got the answer in just 2 words, sir. I'll take one. I'd like to take one more question from WhatsApp. Why private schools if government schools already exist with good faculty? Why there are private schools existing if the government schools are already existing?
Because
Why the fusion?
well,
Why there is a
there's
fusion of
two
two
reasons.
schools, government and private?
I know there are two reasons for that, and it's going to get complicated. But let me do the first reason. If you're talking about a day school where you live at home,
Mhm.
you go to school in the morning, say 8 o'clock, you come back home, say 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. The only reason for private schools there are that usually the kids are better behaved. The teachers may know
Mhm.
more. They are freer in their
Mhm.
curriculum,
Mhm.
and they will create a kind of bonding. It depends on the school, of course. So,
Mhm.
and also religious schools are important because they tell the parents what your student's going to hear here is going to be agree with your religion, not attack it. Okay,
Mhm.
but that's
Okay.
not the issue. I went to a private school. I went to a boarding school. Now that's different.
Mhm.
I went at the end of August on the Erie Lackawanna from Ohio to New York, and I went to that
Mhm.
school, and I did not leave that school except on Christmas and in June. I was there all
Mhm.
day. Okay, those are boarding schools.
Mhm.
Boarding schools are different. Boarding schools have I don't know how to explain it. I was happy. I was happy there. They're
Mhm.
they're people like you. You see them. You grow with them for the next 6 years. You're in the same classes with the same students. You see the same teachers. You have a lot of rules. You have a lot of teaching that made me what I am. They had the honor code. They said we don't have any rules. You will act as a gentleman. That's it. That's our code. You will act a gentleman.
Fine.
Period. You have no cheat, no lie, no steal. Take care of each other. I mean, in a day school, you have to go home, and you may not. When I was done with classes at St. Joseph's, I go out and play handball for hours, and your teams were there. Yeah, boarding schools are different. It's kind of hard to explain them. I tried to teach a book called A Separate Piece to my students in junior high. I love the book. It's set during World War II in a New England boarding school. My kids never got it. I tried 2 years in a row. I couldn't get them to understand anything about that story. It was just alien to them. They would say, well, why is that tie important? Why did he wear it that way? Why did he wear a sweatshirt? Why did he do that? And I kept saying, because that's the way it is. And they'd say, but what's the reason? And I'd say, there is no reason. That's just the way it is. And they would say, you're crazy. And I'd say, yeah, well, probably was. It's hard. That was hard. So the 2 kinds of private schools. And then also, for example, in my city, if you want to study music in high school, really study, not just 1 class or 2 classes, but 17 classes, you have to go to our private school down here, our music school. It will teach you everything else, but also concentrate on music. So that's the advantage of a private school that a public school can't do. But yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, we are done with the.
Good. This was a great deal
of
fun.
We're running short.
That's okay. I apologize for not.
Yeah,
figure
Dr.
out
Morall, I
this thing.
apologize at my end. I apologize at my end because we're running short of time. We are done with our 40-minute session. So before we end the debate, I would like to have your last words.
Teaching is the best job in the world. You get to work with the handsomest, kindest, most honest young people in the world. Anyone who doesn't like teaching doesn't just go away, because teaching is the best thing you could ever do. Working with young people every day, it's being with students is better than being with anyone else. Teaching is better than going to any meeting. No, it's the greatest thing you do. If you're good at it, go do it. We need good teachers.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for being with us for the second time. I hope you'll come to our program in the future as well.
Yes.
So, dear viewers, this was all for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back with this new program with new personality. Until then, goodbye. Thank you very much.
Oh. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so I don't know how to do this, but okay. Bye.